States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Diaz. Covert.
Here.
Crowner.
Here.
Lees.
Here.
Newberry.
Here.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion to approve our agenda.
So move. Support.
Motion and support. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I would entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Motion to approve is amended. There's 2 items that were amended.
Thank you.
Support.
Motion and support. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move into our council staff reports. Greg?
I didn't put a list together tonight, been too busy. Working on, well, obviously the penitentiary department's, housing project is moving along. We have not heard any other 2 applications yet. REAP grant was submitted to the state. We received the grant from the Murray Trust as well, and then working on a few economic development and housing projects as well, which is taking up most of our time, and letting Kelly do the bulk of the work on the zoning ordinance and subdivision work. But we're trying to get that brought forward as quickly as possible, but it is time consuming. So.
Okay, thank you. Chase?
Pack line, water main project, all they gotta do is finish up with some grass seeding when the seeding window opens, and they gotta redo a couple pieces of concrete on their approaches. So after that, they should be done. We had a problem with the Brushtown lift station. One pump wasn't working right and one's out, so that's what the memo I sent you guys for the new pump is for Brushtown. So we get it ordered. Working on sidewalks, repairing sidewalks. We're going to be extending the sidewalk on Ramsey and Van Wees here in a couple weeks. That dead ends, so we'll be over there working. The DOT is looking to change the 2 lanes over on the bridge on Gear the week of the 30th. And then once they do that, they said that they'll be only on that side for about 3 weeks. So, because they don't have to do anything to the wall. So, and then they're scheduled to be done by the end of September. So,
You have that in writing?
no, they said weather depending. And then
That's good though, because that's the original
Was there
end date as well. Was
September 9th to 15th is what the original date was, and
So
they
that's
only
not too far off, given that long delay they had in between.
Yep. So they said the other side should be a lot faster than this side because, like I said, we did the wall with the trail. So, in the last week we had minor damage here during the storm, but New London did get hit pretty hard. So there was we helped them out a little bit with cleanup, and so did the county and Mount Pleasant and a lot of other people surrounding New London. So that's all I got.
All right, thank you. Jesse?
We did a backpack giveaway up at the school on Monday. Embellishment Design provided all the backpacks, and Mothers Against Drunk Driving helped with putting some supplies in those backpacks. Not sure how many we gave away, but we had a table set up there on Monday, so that was a good turnout. And we are doing our mandatory countywide emergency exercise on October 3rd this year. We'll be on over there between BHS and Notre Dame doing a mass emergency exercise on that Saturday morning. So it'll be between about 8 a.m. and noon. will be participating in that as police department and fire department. And then we have the oath of office.
Okay, thank you. Anything from finance, Angie? Kelly? Okay. How long's the pool going to be open? Is it
This is the last weekend.
Friday, I think. That's
Friday?
what I was told, yeah.
okay? Council members, Kathy, anything?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Treese?
Oh, good, thank you.
Andy?
I just wanted to comment on the workforce housing program, the 19 homes being built over on Pennington. That looks like it's going well and off to a good start, and a lot of dirt already been moved, so glad that's going and excited to see it.
I just want to say, tell Greg, thanks a lot for organizing last week, in reference to the cats, and everybody being there. It went pretty smooth, I thought, and there's some good ideas tossed around, but it's definitely a project, so appreciate it, Greg.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, with that, then, I'm going to administer the oath of office to our new police officer, Mr. Atterbury. So if he'd come forward and I'll come around. Chief, do you want to come up too?
Yep.
All right, I'll ask you to repeat after me. Yes, raise your hand. I state your name.
I, Dustin Atterbury,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of the office of police officer
discharge all of my duties of the office of police officer
in the city of West Burlington, Iowa,
in the city of West Burlington, Iowa,
as now or hereafter required by law.
now or hereafter required by law.
Welcome aboard. Congratulations.
How many oaths have you sworn in on now, Dustin?
Fifth one.
He does start the
Similar ring to
academy on August 31st, so
Great.
it'll be a couple weeks.
Have fun.
All right, so do I have any citizen inquiries at this point about items that we have on our agenda? Okay. If not, then I will start into new business. I'm going to consider the final reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 55 of the City Code related to the keeping of livestock and penalty, and adding a new chapter entitled Urban Chickens to establish regulations for keeping chickens within the city limits.
So moved.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion on this final reading?
I am so glad we finally reached a consensus. It was a long, drawn-out process, but I think we've got everything covered that we needed to cover for our little city.
Well, then, if I see no further discussion, I will call for a roll call vote, please.
Covert,
Aye.
Crowner,
No.
Lees,
Aye.
Newberry. Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. We'll go to number 2. It's considering the first reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 79 of the City Code to prohibit vehicle parking on unpaved or unimproved surfaces within the residential front yards. Apparently, this is something that we needed. So, do I have a motion?
A motion to approve the amended
Okay.
ordinance.
Support.
Motion and support. Discussion on this?
The city attorney recommended that we improve the city code, and make it cleaner, clearer for enforcement purposes, especially with one of our current cases. and added to this section of the code as well. It'll be dealt with in the upcoming zoning ordinance as well, more comprehensively, but this will allow him sufficient language to prosecute those cases. It's just cleaner and clearer than we have in the current code. So that was his recommendation to proceed with. Wanted to get on as quickly as possible, and we would like to have the second and final reading at the next meeting and proceed as quickly as possible if we could.
I've got a question with how this interacts. I know currently if you have a gravel drive, you're allowed to continue to use it, not pour new gravel, but maintain the gravel drive you have. It seems like that doesn't work quite well with the way this is written. It doesn't allow for that circumstance where maybe I already have a front gravel drive.
Those are grandfathered in essentially, unless they make an improvement to it. So if they want to expand it,
Right.
that would have to be meet current code. But those older existing ones, but newer ones, some people try to sneak it in. We had one put in on West Burlington Avenue, required them to remove it and put in a regular concrete driveway. But those are essentially grandfathered. They can add rock back in as long as it has historically been there. But if they do something new, then they'll have to bring it up to code.
Do you feel there's anything that needs added to this specific subsection about existing gravel drives?
No, that's it's not been an issue. People do compare it. I mean, why do they have a gravel drive and I have to do this? Well, I mean, we had gravel alleys, gravel driveways. The majority of them are off in the old town section of the community, off of the alleyways, and that's just how they had been historically developed. But slowly, they go away over time. Hasn't been an issue, and it's certainly not an issue from an enforcement perspective. It it's not relative to the enforcement side of things.
So then for clarification, if I have a gravel driveway, I can add more gravel to my driveway as long as I don't expand it, if I
Right.
just maintain what I have.
Yes.
And that's really regulated in another section of the code.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, my question was on this part, if we needed to add a sentence.
I'm comfortable with how it is dealt with elsewhere, so it's not been an issue.
Just out of curiosity, when this ordinance first came into being, is there a reason why they went strictly just pavement? Is it because of the dust-free? I mean,
Durable and dust-free service. Now, I mean, the new code has durable and dust-free, but it has concrete. It has asphalt. Well, I don't know. It has concrete, not asphalt. Excuse me. Pavers as well, and permeable pavers as well. So that it provides different alternatives than just simply concrete driveways, and some that are more environmentally friendly, like the pavers or the permeable pavers as well.
thank you.
Any further questions? Okay. If not, then I'll call for a roll call on this.
Lees,
Aye.
Newberry. Aye. Covert.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Number 3, let's discuss the establishment of regulations for electric scooters. We've had a number of issues with that. I think, as you were mentioning, we have at the beginning of the summer, we've talked to the kids before they leave school. It seems like the numbers of kids violating what we call traffic rules has gone down, and then as the summer goes on, we have higher and higher concentrations of those problems. So,
And then additionally, if you'd seen the news, I mean, the metro area has been dealing with this. I mean, who's not dealing with this issue? But the metro area put a working group together, largely of the area police chiefs and other representatives, and came up with draft ordinances that then the respective communities have been adopting. I think Humboldt's in there, but personally, I like the Clive ordinance. Bless you. But then there is on there a comparison chart between the communities some of the communities that had been working on it and what they may have tweaked in the code. And so I'd like to see us adopt something as well. I shared this with Mayor Billups and Chad Bird, city manager, as well. In Burlington, the suggestion was maybe we get the committee together and come up with an ordinance that we can bring forward in both communities, since these electric and vehicles, scooters, whatever you want to call them, are going between communities, so that they're consistent, and then bring that back to our respective bodies for action. So that would be my recommendation, in addition to working on some additional joint communication on the effort, and because it's, I don't know, it's hit and miss. Some of the kids you'll see out there doing great, obeying the laws, but I think it's actually ticking back up again, where it's getting worse again. So, and it's not just kids, it's adults as well. So.
Any other comments from our?
I just got one. I just want to make sure that, that we pass something that an officer can enforce. I don't want to see something that's put in as an ordinance and then the officer, so like, you can't force it, like, if you got a, you know, like, let's say if you got a, when we were talking about 14 or 16, I seen there, and I was noticing that somewhere they were against holding the parents responsible, and I don't know, Chief Logan, if you can, like in seat belts, the child in the car, the adult is held responsible, and you want to make sure that you have something, because the way our juvenile court system works, sometimes you have to hold the adult more responsible than if it's involving a juvenile, and that's what I'm thinking we should definitely, when we make a decision on the final ordinance, that we do something where we can hold somebody accountable for it. And I don't know if there is a way that if you have a repeat offender, that you can actually then seize or have it towed, you know, from that location. I don't know if you can do that or not, but if you can, that makes an impact too. Of like if a parent then's got to go pay the tow service and pay the fee that while it was sitting there, it makes a financial impact sometimes. Has an effect on people where they're, you know, like, okay, they don't want to do this. But I don't want to see a law put in where the officer on the street can't enforce it that way, and easy to understand. You know, like I like where it says they got the speed limit, and you know, like the defined as a device is 700. I mean, very clear, so the officer can read it, and then it's very clear. Then they can relay it to the person they're talking to, whether it be an adult or a juvenile. But I agree with you, Mayor, that we've hopefully maybe with the school resource officer and re-education, that safety will go back up and people will start obeying it more. But we definitely need something so the officers can use, because we are receiving complaints.
And that's why I really like this as well, because the work's already been done by a working group of police chiefs, et cetera. And so that we have something that's they've been working on in depth for quite a while, and just a matter of do we need to tweak it at all. I really like the Clive one I mentioned before, but I think it's very well spelled out and detailed, addresses just about everything you can think of. So
are we going to go ahead and at some point then have a meeting with?
we'll get something together pretty quick. Yeah. Yep.
I was thinking that we certainly want to make sure that when we're discussing it, we have the other council here, or wherever we are.
It's it's yourself and Councilwoman Lees on the committee, along with Mayor Billups and Chad, myself, and then and I had already shared it with Mayor Billups. I saw his comments on Facebook and sent him a copy of the ordinance and the comparison chart as well, and Chad as well.
I'll make sure that when I'm at that meeting, I'll bring up your points about enforcement. So
Thank you, Mayor.
Did you
Appreciate it.
read the ordinance from Independence where they get the bike and they impound it for 5 days, and then the second one is like 30 days? I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, this is something you have to do sometimes to make an impact, and then, you know, if you leave it to the officer's discretion, he can make a determination of whether it's a reaction of the person you stop to, of what their behavior is when you.
And I know initially we talked about having the parents sign the citation, so they know that the kids aren't following the rules.
Yeah.
My concern reading through a couple of these, and I agree the Clive one is probably the best one in terms of definitions, but some of the others don't match the state defined terms, and I want to make sure we do that. The Clive one's pretty good on that, though. And then I also think we need the ordinance in place so it does have some teeth, but I do think we were making some headway there several months ago on the positive side and reinforcing. So I'd love to see us continue to do that, but I'm still in favor of having some kind of ordinance in place.
And maybe when school's back in session, the officers can go back up and remind the children.
Shane will be in the office or in the school, so he can definitely do that.
And then we'll work on joint communication efforts, right, ASAP as well. We talked about it yesterday.
Okay. Any other discussion on this? I think. All right. We'll move on to item number 4, which is a request from 2 property owners adjacent to Pat Klein Park regarding the purchase of a strip of ground on the east side of the park.
Yes, Your Honor. So we've got these 2 requested for council. Tonight, I was just looking for consensus to move forward. There's obviously a few steps that we need to take under Iowa code. It's our recommendation that we proceed, clean the lines up, and address the first one on the southern side is just triangle shaped sliver that would be consistent with the remainder of the fence line, and then carry that fence line south as well. We don't have a policy or a resolution that's been adopted by council on these smaller tracts that are unbuildable lots in our community. So I'm getting a copy of the one from Clinton that the city attorney's already prepared, so that can be adopted, and then we'll need to set a fee or a rate in there. Council will have to go through the motions to act on that as well. And then we would issue a quitclaim deed as part of the sale of the property. But it's our recommendation to proceed and clean up the lot lines, and but at the same time adopt a policy on these lots, similar lots that are like this that are not developable as well, and then concurrently move forward with the sale of these 2 lots, or portions, or portions or parcels.
So if I understand this, then we were going to bring a resolution forward, and then we would have a first reading, and we could probably do away with the additional 2 and 3, or...
That doesn't require, they don't require a reading.
They will not require.
It's not an ordinance, no.
Okay.
But it's a policy that allows us to deal with these types of parcels that are not buildable lots. The other one out here, I'm tempted just to go put a sign on it and see if anybody's interested in purchasing it. I mean, there's a number of ways in which we can proceed. We went through that bidding process out there, but I'm tempted to just go put a sign for sale on there, contact City Hall.
Signs are pretty effective.
What's that?
Signs are pretty effective.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the 2 on Long Meadow here, are there any history on why the lot lines were that way? And have we done any locates to know if there's any kind of infrastructure going through that area?
No locates yet. I'm not aware of any infrastructure over there. But we'll certainly do locates and ensure there doesn't need to be an easement for that.
Right.
Didn't Mark Crooks, he had a good theory of why the founding fathers may have started that way, because the 2 previous blocks were sort of pointed to the east at each corner.
That subdivision
Oh,
does
so
have
the
some odd
house.
shape.
And, yeah, and
They kind of come to a corner, so.
yeah. And he thought maybe this is what the fathers were going to plan on doing on that corner too. I mean, that's just a theory that he had. I thought, that's a pretty good theory.
Found the plats, but
Practically
there's no-
speaking, I mean, these parcels have been currently used by the landowners for a number of years. The only one that would potentially have utilities, but I don't believe any of them do, would be the front parcel. but it's directly adjacent to the house. I just don't see that's going to be an issue. I don't think there's anything in there that we need to be aware of. It. Anything over there is probably above ground on that side of town.
Chase, do you know that on Brentwood, is the water and sewer in the street, or does it run behind those homes?
I believe it's up, I think it's up front. I can look here.
I'm pretty sure it's up.
The only thing we discussed is the power for the light poles, but I think it all loops around in a circle, but we'll locate that before.
That'd be my only issue, otherwise
There shouldn't be, I mean, we don't have any water over there, so.
There's just some steps we got to take by Iowa code to proceed, and then we'll also adopt the policy at the same time. We'll bring it back, and you'll need to set a fee. Burlington has a minimum $500. I don't know what Clinton says yet. In the past, I've used a per square foot fee. And because obviously these two lots are of different size and character, so I mean,
Well,
I'm not asking for it to be onerous or anything, because it's going back on the tax rolls, et cetera, so.
on McPherson's property, it's 14 foot, and on Miller's, how much is that? How many footage?
I don't know.
I mean,
3,
Randy should
4
probably
feet,
charge
3,
us
4
for
feet?
maintaining those 14 foot all
Minimal.
these years that he's mowed it.
17 of them. I think my fence is 2 feet on your property.
Yeah, it's minimal, but state code, and when the city transfers property, we have to follow the rules, so there'll have to be something.
They can sell it for $1, we can.
The only thing I'm concerned about is making sure that the city doesn't wind up with more cost than $1. So, as long as we cover our
We'll
costs.
we'll ask GIS to likely put the legal description together, so it's a bit of a savings. And then they'll just use a form quitclaim deed, the city attorney's office, so there'll be minimal cost rather than going through the process of doing a warranty deed. We'll just do a simple quitclaim deed. Since it's municipal property, that should be more than sufficient.
Water and sewer up front, so.
Okay.
Well, I believe the consensus of the council is to move forward with this, Greg, so.
Yes, please.
Let us know as soon as.
We will do that, and I'll work with property owners as well.
Well, that does cover our information. If we don't have any additional citizen inquiries, thank you for all for being here. And I would entertain a motion to go into closed session in approximately 2 minutes.
Motion?
Motion to support, all in